Hello and welcome to the course on Basic Electrical Engineering. In this video, I am going to explain what is current division rule. Okay, this is the circuit shown in the figure. Here I is the total current coming from the supply. R1 and R2 are connected in parallel. We know that in a parallel connected elements, current divides. So here total current is divided as I1 in resistor R1 and I2 in resistor R2. So what is current division rule? If I know this total current, I can find I1 by using this equation. I1 is equal to total current into R2 by R1 plus R2. And what is I2? I2 is, what is the total current? I. Total current into this resistance R1 by R1 plus R2. Okay, this is current division rule. If I know total current coming from the supply, I can determine I1 and I2. Here we see how we got this result. So first of all, I need to find out what is the current coming from the supply. So we know that V equal to IR and I is equal to V by R. Okay, let me simplify this circuit first. This is supply voltage. See here, the two resistors are connected in parallel. So what is the R equivalent? Here R equivalent is R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. Right? So here R1 and R2 are connected in parallel. That's why R equivalent becomes R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. So this is I, total current coming from the supply. Now from this circuit, what is I? I is equal to V by R. That is I is equal to V by, what is R here? This is R equivalent. That is equal to V by, what is R equivalent here? R1 R2 by R1 plus R. So now I have got total current coming from the supply. Now I can determine I1. So what is I1? From this circuit, so here all three elements are connected in parallel. So voltage across the all the elements is same. So voltage across this element R1 is V and voltage across element R2 is V. Now what is I1? By Ohm's law, it is V by R1. V by R1. So now what is V from this equation? That implies V is equal to I into this one, R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. Now substitute this V in this equation. If I substituted this, then it will become, what is V here? I into R1 R2 by this R1 into R1 plus R2. Here R1 gets cancelled. So now what is the result? That implies I1 is equal to total current into R2 by R1 plus R. Okay, this is the current I1 in resistor R1. So this is the desired result I have got. Now similarly, what is I2? I2 is equal to, by Ohm's law, V by R2. So now what is V here from this equation? V is equal to I into R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. Here in the denominator R2 is present. So R2 gets cancelled. Now what is I2 here? I into R1 by R1 plus so this is the desired result. So what is the idea? If I know the total current I, then I can find I1 using this result directly. So I1 is equal to I into, you take opposite resistance, R2 by R1 plus R2. Now what is I2? Total current into, you take opposite resistance, R1 divided by R1 plus R2. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next lesson.